Hello everybody. It's been a while since I've been on one of these videos, doing anything, I used to make drawing videos where I would draw things, kind of like teaching you how to draw and all that, and this video's still gonna have some drawing in it, but I've just figured out that, I ain't really good like trying to teach people how to draw, because drawing's just, you gotta figure it out on your own, man. Like, you can get tips and tricks and all that kind of jazz, but it's gotta come from your own brain, your own mind. That's how you gotta do it. So today, I'll just be having a drawing that I did, be playing on the background there, while I tell you a little bit of a story. Now, my story here is about my encounter with a Wolfman. Let's get to it. It was a dark and cold night. I'd say about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock p.m. I was outside in the woods, very dense woods. You gotta go out real far for what I was trying to do. I was trying to find me a Bigfoot. So I was out there walking through the woods in the middle of the night. I didn't have no flashlight or nothing, and I was trying not to make a ton of noise because I don't want to disturb them. I would rather just come upon them when they're not expecting it, and maybe kind of like hide and watch sort of deal. And I had my scent mask too. Alright, I was smelling like a deer, just so they wouldn't pick up the human scent and try and hide from me. Anyways, I was out there, and I came upon this little clearing. It was about, probably 10, 15 feet across, and it was in this like circular shape, alright? So I decided I'd take a break and sit down on a fallen over tree that was on the edge of this. And when I sat down, I started getting a little bit chilly because it was kind of cold out. It was in the middle of fall and it was nighttime, so it's a little bit chilly. And I had me a pack on, like a little backpack, and I had some food and snacks and some basic survival type stuff in there just in case, you never know. So I decided I'd build me a fire a couple feet away from me, just to give me a little bit of warmth while I'm sitting there taking a rest, eat some of my snacks and my bottled water and stuff. Now, of course, building a fire, that's going to deter Sasquatches, because they know fire's a man-made object, okay? Like, you ain't going to see fire unless lightning strikes something, or unless there's a human out doing stuff, okay? So anyways, I knew that was going to ruin my chances of seeing a Sasquatch around there, but I was cold, so I didn't worry about it too much. And I built the fire, I sat down, I started getting warmed up, I ate me some cookies and some chips, had me a drink of that Mountain Dew, and, just generally relaxing out there in the wilderness. And then I heard something that I really was not expecting. I heard a twig break behind me. Not a twig, like a thin branch. And I turned around, but it was real dark, because I had the fire in front of me, but I didn't have nothing behind me, and my eyes were adjusted to the seeing the fire, so when I turned around, I couldn't see a darn thing, and I didn't have no flashlight because they would scare off the Sasquatches. So I couldn't see nothing. So I just kept facing that direction because I figured if there was movement, at least I'd be able to see that. And in my mind, like, I'm knowing there ain't gonna be no Sasquatch sneaking up on me and trying to eat me or nothing crazy like that, because they're peaceful creatures. And I know a deer ain't really gonna mess with me because they're afraid of people, but maybe since I got that deer scent on, there's a fella deer out there trying to come see what the heck's up with me. Maybe that's something. But the thing I was the most worried about were like the coyotes. 'Cause you get a couple of them out there and they'll tear you up. Or maybe like a wild dog or something like that, or like a big cat sort of deal. I was worried about that. But then, as I was looking, I seen these glowing eyes. Now, all animals' eyes, for the most part, they glow in the dark if you shine a light on them or something. So I'm figuring, maybe the light of the fire is catching their eyes a little bit. They're not illuminating enough to like see the rest of the creature, but like just the eyes. Or maybe it could be the moonlight. You never know. It's a nice bright moon out, but not as bright as the fire. Like my eyes hadn't adjusted to the dark again yet, so couldn't really see that great. And I'm seeing these eyes here, and you get two different colors usually. You either get red ones or you get yellow ones. And I figure mostly it's yellow, but occasionally you got them red ones. And these ones were red, let me tell you. They were the brightest, reddest pair of eyes you have ever seen. Well, you ain't seen them, but I seen them. And that's kind of off-putting. Even though I know it's an animal out there, it's like, last thing you want to see is a pair of red eyes staring at you. But that's what I saw. And I had me a pocket knife on me. Not real big, it ain't built for fighting, it's built for being a tool, like carving things, cutting things, that sort of deal. But I'm like, if something comes at me, this is what I got. This is how I defend myself. I ain't dying out in these woods, not today. And I pull out this pocket knife, and well, I shouldn't have did that, because the creature that was standing there saw that as me wanting to fight, and he ran at me. And when he started running at me, I realized something, that them eyes went from being at an animal level to being at way past the height of a human real quick. Okay? I'd say he was at least 9 feet tall, and he was charging at me. So I get up. I ain't fighting that thing. My little knife ain't gonna do nothing to that creature, alright? So I start running towards my fire. Alright, my plan's to pick up like a flaming log, and because animals, albeit this one's pretty daggone big, but animals do not like fire. They will run from fire. So I'll pick up a flaming twig, okay? Well, flaming branch, alright? I'd say this branch is about 4 feet long, something like that, a couple inches thick. I'll pick it up, and it's burning on one end and not on the other. And I just wave it at this creature, and when I do, it lights him up a little bit, and I can see he's like he's real big, okay? Not as big as a Sasquatch, like muscle-wise or height-wise even. He might be as tall as like a baby Sasquatch or like a young Sasquatch, but the adult ones, they get a lot taller than that. An adult Sasquatch gets like 12, 13 feet tall. But anyways, he's real big, and like bigger than me, alright? Like real muscly, but like not in a human sort of muscle. Like it's that real animal like muscle, Like you look at a dog or something, you can see how muscular it is, but it's in a different sort of way than what like a human would be, And like it had that kind of muscle, and it had real like long matted, like just coarse looking hair on it, and it was gray hair, and its teeth, it had real sharp teeth, snarled up, like a snarling, growling sort of expression, and big hands, like that. You would think it'd be paws, but it wasn't. It was hands, alright? But it was like not human, like it was It was not human at all. It was like a wolf. Imagine if you put hands on a wolf, okay, what that would look like. Like they'd still have the fur, and they'd have the claws, but it was like fingers with claws on them and fur on them and stuff. It was freaky, man. It was freaky, like, and them claws, they had to be at least like 2 inches long. If he'd have slashed me on the face or something, or caught my neck, my jugular vein, I'd been dead. I'd bled out. He'd sliced me, he'd have disemboweled me if he'd have caught me. But I swiped that fire at him a couple more times, and as I'm swiping this fire, I'm backing up, and I ain't backing up real fast, because when you start running from an animal or something like that, they can sense that is fear. There's no way you're running unless it's fear, and their instinct tells them to attack, to chase, to hunt. That's what animals do. That's what they're born to do. Alright? So you never ever want to run. Alright? And so I'm backing up slowly, and I'm swinging this fire, and he's standing his ground, and he's snarling, but he's not moving any closer. So I'm thinking, alright, it's working. And then something else happens. Okay? I bump into something behind me, and I turn my head for a split second to look at it. Alright, it's a tree behind me. Alright, nothing crazy there. But when I turn my head back around, this creature is about a foot away from me, snout right in my face, and he lets this grumbling, just angry growl. Like, it sounds like the biggest dog you could ever, angriest dog you could ever imagine, too. Just, I can't replicate it. I don't think there's a human on earth that could replicate the sound. That, just a growl that like shakes you, like it shakes the earth around you. You could feel it in your feet. That's how powerful this growl was. And yeah, I dropped my branch, and it catches some leaves on fire on the ground, and well, since the ground's on fire, alright, it starts spreading, and it gets this thing, and it burns his foot, and that made him mad. He slashes, well, he runs like away from the fire, so he's not getting burnt worse, and he takes his claws and he slashes a tree, and the slashes, like, it took chunks like 4 or 5 inches thick out of this tree that he slashed. And after that, he takes off back in the woods, and I go and I stomp out the fire, because I don't want to get charged with no burning down no forest or nothing. And after I get my fire put out, that's when I go and I check on them scratch marks in that tree and all that. And yeah, so I'm doing all that. I'm getting my stuff ready to go, seeing if I forgot anything or whatever, trying to just collect myself, really. And then I hear a howl in the distance, and it could be a dog, it could be a coyote, it could be a lot of things, but I could feel it in my gut. It was that creature. Alright, he's sending out some sort of signal to me or to other animals or something, and I just get this feeling like I gotta get out of there, man. I gotta get out of there. That was that was a terrifying experience. Like, seeing Sasquatch did not shake me. Alright, it made me curious, and it made me want to go explore more. It made me want to learn things. Seeing this creature, I'm questioning whether or not I ever gonna go back into the woods again. Like, them things are out there, and if it weren't for that fire, I'd be dead. And I wouldn't be laying on the ground out there. I'd be in this thing's stomach. So, anyways, that's my Wolfman encounter. I guess I can tell you a little bit about what happened on the way back, because I got out of that woods quick, and yeah, I got all scratched up and cut up twigs and thorns and all that junk trying to get out of there, because I had made me a little trail on the way in, but on the way out, well, I was making a trail, but I was doing it just darting. And I got out to the road and got out to my truck and took off. And I ain't been back to that patch of woods since. I've been in a different patch of woods, but it was a lot closer to houses. Like I was in screaming distance of help in the last one that I went to, but in that one I could have screamed so hard my lungs popped out my throat and not no one was gonna hear me. If a tree fell in that forest, not a single person would hear it. But anyways, hope you like this drawing I did. Hope you like this story I'm telling. I might do more of these. I might not. It all depends on sort of how the channel starts going and all that kind of stuff. And sorry for not being on here very much, but I just gotta take my time when I can take my time and let everybody else do their thing. It's different being only doing one video a week. You're gonna see less of all of us. I mean, curse is curse, and he'll run his mouth, and if he ain't running his mouth, he'll be running his fists, I guess, or his gun. And we kind of just let Curse do what Curse wants, and he takes a lot of the video time for himself. But I got my slot in today, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm glad I could share you this story here. And yeah, I'm rambling now, honestly. I know the drawing takes a lot longer than this audio, so I'm probably gonna have to speed it up and all that jazz. But anyways, if you like this video and you like this story, yeah, just like the video, I guess, and comment. Tell me if you guys have seen any Sasquatches or seen any Wolfman especially. And now there's a difference here, okay? Wolfman and werewolf, they're different. Alright? Werewolf is a thing that transforms. A Wolfman, there ain't no transformation there. That thing is a killer. It's an animal all the time. Alright, there ain't no human about it except for the fact it stands on two legs, and that's about it. But, yeah, tell me if you guys have ever seen a Wolfman or a Sasquatch. Like, tell me your stories. I'd like to hear them. Because, I mean, yeah, Wolfman's terrifying, man. It's terrifying. Yeah. Bye.